What's going on, everybody? Jabril here, back again with another video. I'm in Panama right now, and I wanted to tell you guys, I know if you've been researching Panama, researching living here, visiting, just doing anything in Panama, you may have found that Panama is one of the more expensive places, the more expensive countries in the region to live and visit. But I wanted to tell you specifically, if you're looking to visit Panama City, you can save a lot more money in your trip and your visit, or even to live in Panama, if you check out the areas outside of Panama City. So of course you could just leave the city in general and just go to another town in the country. You know, it's a bunch of different small towns and villages in Panama. But if you want to still be close to Panama City, but not like in the middle of everything, just find a neighborhood, do your research of course, so you're not in a dangerous neighborhood. Just find a neighborhood on the outskirts of the city and you'll save like half the price on like rent, an apartment, everything. Like I've seen videos of like Bocas del Toro and other parts in the region, but on the outside, the outskirts of Panama City, I never found a lot of videos, so I never knew, you know, what's actually going on outside of Panama City. And to be honest, it's not much, you know. The majority of the places are like residential areas, but you know, the point of this video is you can save a lot more money if like you come to Panama, you're looking for an apartment but you don't want to pay the prices in Panama City, or you just want to save money. It's the same concept as in the United States, you know. The major city areas is going to be more expensive, and once you get outside of the city, on the outskirts of the city, it's going to become cheaper. But the point is, you know, in Panama City, specifically in Panama, it just doesn't seem to be documented. You know, the residential areas around Panama City, what's going on in those areas, what's there to do. Like, I've never seen much. It's just always been about Panama City, do this in Panama City, visit this in Panama City, or go far outside of Panama City in like the interior of the country and, you know, check out these things. But if you still want to be close to all the amenities or attractions that you like about Panama City, but you know, you want to save some money, you don't want to pay the same prices of living, specifically rent prices, apartment prices, just find a neighborhood on the outskirts, you know, and you could find apartments for like $300, $400 for a 1-bedroom, sometimes 2 bedrooms, and just commute. You know, if you visit in Panama City for a little while, you got something you got to do out there every day, every week, you know, just take the train fare is 50 cents. Or if you really trying to put some roots into the country, you know, you could buy a motorcycle, buy a car, have your house, have your apartment in the outskirts in like a little neighborhood, and you know, just go back and forth to Panama City as much as you want for half the price of living. So yeah, think about it. It's definitely worth doing the extra exploring outside of Panama City on the outskirts. Like I said, if you're trying to go inside of the country or into a different region of the country, of course things are going to be more cheaper. But if you're trying to still be close to the city and save a few dollars, choose a residential area, do some research, and you know, you'll have a little more peace of mind, a little more quiet, because you're in like a little neighborhood. But do your research though. Don't end up in like some bad neighborhood where you got to deal with a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You know, that's not worth it. But it is a lot of peaceful, tranquil neighborhoods outside of the city for half the price. So I'm gonna show y'all a little of this neighborhood that I'm in right now. It's not specifically in Panama City. It's 30 minutes away, or maybe like 20 minutes away from the city. And this is what I wake up to. Peace is what you get. I feel like these parts of the outskirts of Panama City are just very undocumented, but you know, very nice as well. Just got to know where you're at, where you're going, and you know, you can pay typical prices to live out here that you would in other countries, so it wouldn't be as expensive as you think it would to live in Panama and still be close to what you want to do in the city. But like I said, if you leave the city area and you go in the outskirts, of course you go into the interior of the country, other parts of the country, but we talking about specifically the outskirts. If you go in the outskirts, the price of an apartment, to rent a house, will be similar to the prices you would find in other countries in Latin America, therefore making the cost of living one of the highest expenses, which is rent, similar and comparable to other countries, and then it won't be as expensive as it's projected. So we're just walking right now, give y'all some more views of this neighborhood that I'm in. to give you guys an idea of how the outside of the city looks, the outskirts, how the houses look, how the neighborhood looks. Trees everywhere. Keep in mind too, the areas outside of the city aren't going to be as developed. But just how it looks out here. You might be far away too from a supermarket and things like that, but that's why if you got a car, if you got a motorcycle, you'll be good. This is the bottom of the hill for me. Get you some views. Yep. It's a different world once you leave the city, the area. But nice though. Very nice, very calm. Just make sure you're in the right place, in the right neighborhoods, and you'll be okay. You could probably find a house like this for rent, or maybe a section of the house for like $200-300, like I said. Way cheaper than the city.